That's English, Module 7.
Derechos de autor, Ministerio de Educación y Ciencia, 1995. Observa que en esta cinta no hay pausas para repetir palabras, frases, etc. Cuando en el libro te pedí que repitas algo, pulsa el botón de pausa de tu magnetófono.
Unit 1. The Story of English. Unit 1. Session A. Activity 11A.
The Romans landed in Britain 2,000 years ago. Julius Caesar invaded Britain. Many broadcasting stations transmitted programs in English. Many business people conducted deals in English.
B.
Influenced, asked, typed, cried, failed, loved, translated, ended, decided.
Unit 1. Session A. Activity 14.
In 1066, William of Normandy, a Norman, invaded Britain and defeated King Harold, an Anglo-Saxon, at the Battle of Hastings on the south coast of Britain. William became King William I, and he brought with him his French-speaking barons. French, with Latin, became the language of the court and government, and English the language of the people. One of the lasting effects this had on English was in the words used for food. For example, the English word beef comes from the French word bœuf, but the animal it comes from is a cow, from the Old English. This showed the difference between the English farmers looking after the cows in the fields and the French nobles eating beef in the court. There were many revolts against the Normans over the next 300 years. One of them was by the Anglo-Saxon hero called Robin Hood. He spoke English, lived in the forest of Sherwood, and fought the Norman sheriff of Nottingham using the English weapon, the bow and arrow. Over the next 300 years, Norman barons married the daughters of English earls and started using English as well as French. By the end of the 14th century, we had the English language almost as we know it today.
Unit 1. Session A. Activity 15. Did you know that the word anorak is the same in Spanish and English?
Yes, but it originally comes from the Eskimos in Greenland to describe the kind of coat they wear in the cold weather. It's a loan word.
A loan word?
Yes, a word that one language borrows from another.
Give me some more examples.
Well, in English there are quite a few Spanish loan words. We say sombrero because we don't have the same kind of hat in England, and there is no other word for it. Did you know that chocolate was discovered by the Spanish in America? They borrowed the Aztec word chocolatl, which was then borrowed by English and many other languages.
Does English borrow words from many languages?
Yes. There are lots of Indian words from the Hindi language in English because of Britain's history with India.
Give me an example.
Well, a bungalow, a house with only one floor. That's from the Hindi word bangla.
That's interesting. Are there any others you know?
Well, lots of words in English which begin with al come from Arabic, such as alcohol. The origins of other words are sometimes quite surprising. For example, we think of coffee and we think of Colombia or Brazil. but the word comes from Turkish. Tea comes from the Chinese Mandarin word cha, which many English people use as a slang word. You hear people say, "I'd love a cup of cha." Words to do with spies and war are often French, for example, sabotage.
It's a very interesting subject. Unit 1, Session A, Activity 17.
Do you know any Spanish words like football and líder that come from English? Are there more or fewer words in English than in Spanish? Spanish is very important in Latin America. Why? And what about the USA? Is Spanish important there? That's very interesting. Thank you for telling me.
Unit 1, Session B, Activity 9. A.
Would Madam care for luncheon in the house or in the garden? And what vegetables to go with the pheasant?
B.
All right, love, get your lovely greens here. Just right for your dinner.
C.
Well, after work I'll get on my cycle and cycle home for dinner. I've got a lovely home and a lovely garden where I grow my own greens.
D.
My dear, they must be mad. I mean, they're incredibly nice, but they've got no class. I mean, you go into their house, their taste. It makes me sick just to look at it.
Unit 1, Session B, Activity 11.
Meeting. Formal. Reason. Manner. Over. Before. Pronounce. Machine. Remain. Appear. Famous. Language. Enough. Letter. Coffee. Native. Transmit. Never. Sometimes. System.
Unit 1, Session B, Activity 13. In Britain, we shake hands on first meeting, but not usually afterwards. What about Spain? We don't kiss and touch each other in public very much. Do you in Spain? In Britain, the queue is very important. You mustn't jump to the front of the queue unless you ask permission and have a very good reason. Is it like that in Spain? In Britain, we always try to be on time, or never more than 10 or 15 minutes late. If we are late, we always apologize. In Spain, you don't worry about being late, do you? In Britain, it's quite quiet, except at football matches. People don't talk too loudly. What about Spain? Unit 1, Consolidation, Activity 5. Hi, Barry. How's it going?
Good morning, Charles. I'm well, thank you.
What's up, then? Anything interesting?
Yes, Life's very interesting at the moment. Quite busy, though. What about you?
Not much. Bored to death, I am.
Really? Have you thought of a hobby? Studying English, perhaps?
What do you mean? I speak English perfectly.
No, I mean studying the language, where it comes from, origins of words, that sort of thing.
Sounds fun. Where do I start?
Well, I'm giving a lecture on it tonight at the church hall. Perhaps you'd like to come.
Might as well. Nothing better to do.
Excellent. I'll look forward to seeing you tonight, then.
Yes, right. See you later. Unit 1. Consolidation. Activity 6. A. Good morning. Are you well?
Very well, thank you. And you?
Very well indeed, thank you. B.
Excuse me, would you mind closing the window?
Not at all.
Thank you very much.
C.
Watch out, careful, I nearly hit you.
Oh, sorry.
OK.
D. Give us that book, would you?
Which one?
The one over there.
No problem. Here you are.
Thanks. E.
I'm terribly sorry about last night.
Please, don't mention it.
But I must. I felt awful.
It was nothing, really.
Well, if you're sure you didn't mind.
No, it was fine. But thank you for thinking of it.